Our bodies are constantly exposed to free radicals as a consequence of metabolism and things in our environment.
I love to be in the sun. I love to swim. Even though I wear sunscreen, I know the sun can be damaging.
If you are exposed too often and too long to these things, then things can go wrong. The more shots on goal you have, the more problems you ultimately have. Sooner or later, free radicals are going to score.
I know fast food's bad for me, but it tastes good and it's easy.
To neutralize free radicals, we need what we call antioxidants. Antioxidants destroy free radicals.
I don't smoke, but I know quite a few people who do, so it's kind of hard to avoid. I also live and work in a city, so I'm constantly around smoke, exhaust, and other pollution, even when I'm just walking down the street.
It's well known that antioxidants are essential to maintain the right balance in your life for health.
Exposure to free radical activity is a natural part of life. However, in today's highly stressful and hectic world, it's possible to become overexposed and experience the consequences of free radical damage. Even breathing puts free radicals in your body. Environmental pollution, unbalanced diets, foods that contain preservatives and additives, insufficient physical exercise, and even mental stress all may contribute to free radical damage. When left unchecked, free radical damage to your cells accumulates and can lead to health concerns later in life. As a matter of fact, free radical damage is one of the main causes of premature aging and is a large factor in the deterioration of health over time. Free radicals are harmful oxygen molecules, often called scavengers, that try to steal electrons from other molecules. This action causes damage to the cell's DNA. The human body combats free radical damage by producing antioxidants naturally. These stable molecules mop up free radicals to prevent cellular damage. Although the body produces some antioxidants, it relies on dietary sources for the rest. Unfortunately, some people simply do not eat enough foods that are high in antioxidants. So what is the solution? What should people do to protect themselves?
Once released, free radicals can damage any part of any cell in the body. Worst of all, they strike at the genes at the heart of every cell.
Now this is normal lung, smooth surface, big blood vessel running down the middle of it. There are no holes, there are no abnormalities.
A lifetime of exposure to pollutants like smoking will change that. Tobacco smoke dramatically increases the production of free radicals in the body, leading to cancer and other lung disorders. In this lung, the damage is obvious. The damage done by free radicals can also be seen in other organs.
Cardiovascular disease, that's disease of the heart and the blood vessels, is the #1 killer throughout the world.
As it circulates, blood carries oxygen and free radicals round the body. Over time, they can damage artery walls. Combined with cholesterol, this leads to furring up of important blood vessels.
This is the inside of the aorta, the biggest blood vessel of the body. A thin, smooth tube, a perfect vessel for the transport of blood. And this is what an aorta that's got severe fatty deposits looks like. The fat has been affected by the oxidation and formed this rancid butter, which had caused weakening of the wall. The fatty deposition starts in our 20s, but it may be 40 years or so until the effects become obvious to the individual. The brain is about 2% of the weight of the human body, but consumes about 20% of the oxygen. And we're all worried about the effects of dementia as we get older. And we do know that the brain cells are particularly susceptible to the toxic effects of oxygen.
A young brain glows with huge numbers of mitochondria. But as time goes by, the free radicals produced by the enormous energy demands of the brain begin to kill the mitochondria. One by one, the batteries fail. And so does our brain. Memory becomes impaired, and thinking becomes confused.
When we dissect brains, we can sometimes see those changes.
Old brains show extensive signs of free radical damage. In some brains, like this one, the damage is greatest amongst the cells that control movement. Normal brains have a healthy dark line of these specialist cells. But in the brain on the right, the dark cells are no longer visible. They have been destroyed by the products of oxygen. The more you rush around, the more oxygen you need, and the more free radicals you produce. And more free radicals means more damage. If free radicals are the main reason why we age, then perhaps we should be looking at ways to reduce the amount we produce.